What's going on, fam? And welcome to the Anime Society podcast. Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Jonah. But unfortunately, I'm riding solo today. As you guys know, Hunter had to miss today's episode due to some prior work obligations. But I didn't want to leave y'all hanging without a new episode, so here we are. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you want to be notified of our future content, we haven't said this in past videos, but make sure that you ring that bell so you never miss a beat, you never miss an episode, you're right there with us. Now, I've got to say, the one perk of doing this episode alone is that I had 100% free reign of the topic decision. I got to decide all by myself what we talked about today because I don't have Hunter here to tell me what he wants to do. So, for those of you guys who have watched our past episodes, or you follow us on Instagram or Twitter, you guys know that One Piece is my favorite title in all of anime. I say title because although I think that it's head and shoulders above any other manga that I've read, and yes, I've read Berserk and Kingdom and those, I've got some gripes with the anime. So that's why I'm going to stick to saying title. Today, because I have total jurisdiction, I would feel like I'm betraying myself if I don't talk about One Piece. I am going to explain to y'all the true beauty of One Piece and why I believe that it is the greatest fictional story ever written. So yeah, let's get into it. So just to preface this a little bit, when I go on Twitter or Reddit or Instagram or any other kind of social media, I see a lot of people complain about the length of One Piece. If I had $1 for every time I've seen someone use, it's just too long for me, I can't get into it, it's just too long, as an excuse to avoid One Piece, I would be a very rich man. For those people, they look at the length of One Piece as its biggest flaw or turnoff. And what's always puzzled me about this train of thought is that generally, when a person really likes a show or a book series or a movie series or whatever, the idea of that thing coming to an end is normally very sad. Normally people are sad when their favorite things come to a close and they're over and they don't have them anymore. We don't like to see our favorite fictional journeys come to an end, and I think a lot of that has to do with, the escapism, right? We escape to these fictional worlds to escape our own reality. And so when these journeys come to an end, that gives us one less outlet to use when we're feeling down or whatever and we want to escape. But this is a lot of people hesitant to start One Piece would agree with me on that fact. I think that when your favorite fictional journey comes to an end, it's sad. But yet in the same breath, they can say that One Piece is too long. And so it's very ironic because for me, and I'm sure that this holds true for all of the One Piece fandom, the length of One Piece is actually its greatest strength. Like, don't get it twisted. The length of One Piece is not a weakness. It is by far its greatest tool and its greatest strength. So the beauty of One Piece is in the length. That's going to be the theme of this video. And there are two primary reasons why. The first is the world building, and the second is the character development. So One Piece is absolutely unparalleled when it comes to world building. I think that any author worth his or her salt can create, diverse cultures, or they can create an interesting story, or an interesting geography, or, unique characters. However, very few authors can blend all of these elements together in an intuitive, seamless, and cohesive manner. One Piece has it all, in my opinion. When you initially start watching, it seems like a pretty one-dimensional lighthearted story, but as you progress, you get layer after layer after layer after layer, and eventually the story becomes very, very complex. One Piece has a very unique world just from a physical standpoint. The geography of One Piece is very interesting, and it fits very well with the thematic emphasis of the story. The government and political system of One Piece is very fleshed out and interesting. Between the pirates, marines, world government, the revolutionaries, there are issues of corruption, abuse of power, supremacism in the case of the celestial dragons. You have racism. You have an ever-recurring argument of what justice truly is. Are the pirates and the revolutionaries evil and the marines and world government just? It's like in our world today. Are criminals, just because they're accused, are they evil? And the civil system is always just? No. We know that people get wrongfully convicted all the time. So the civil system is not perfectly just like in One Piece, the Marines and world government aren't perfectly just. There's this it's not very black and white. It's very much gray. One Piece does an excellent job of breaking down and tackling, philosophical questions like this in a way that is both entertaining as it is, intellectually stimulating. One Piece is also a living world. The dynamics of the world are constantly shifting and adjusting and in response to what's happening in the world at large. The ramifications of the war at Marineford go far beyond what we initially think on the surface. We have the whole Marines change leadership. Whitebeard's dead. There needs to be a new Yonko that fills his spot. We have all the criminals that got out of Impel Down. The world government's pissed. They want to eradicate the Shishibukai system, etc. The ramifications spread far and wide in this ripple effect, and it changes the entire dynamic of the world. What happens in one corner of the One Piece world, if it's, a significant event, will almost always have repercussions in the far corner of the world, the farthest place away from where that event happened. To me, this makes Luffy very unique as a protagonist. Because a lot of times in shonen stories, the world serves as the catalyst for character development. The world is what changes a character and makes them grow or change and turn into something. Whereas in One Piece, Luffy, more times than not, is the catalyst for the world's changes. Like I said, the world is very living. And so we get to see, through the Straw Hats' journey, they kind of serve as this conduit, this lens that we can look through in order to understand and view the complex, ever-changing structure of the world at large. And to me, this makes One Piece very interesting and different than your typical fictional story. One Piece is also an absolute master of mystery. I would wager that there are more theory videos about the world of One Piece than any other anime or manga by a long shot. I don't even think it would be remotely close. I think One Piece would be clear cut, far and ahead, the number one most theorized fictional story that we have. Maybe you could throw something in like within anime and manga, I think that's for sure. If you're going into other mediums, then maybe Star Wars has other theories, because I know the Star Wars world is huge, or something like that, But as far as anime and manga goes, One Piece is unparalleled in that regard. What's even more amazing is that One Piece does a very good job at making sure that every mystery is both relevant to the story and the main cast, and coherent in the context of the story. We don't get these mysteries out of left field that don't make any sense and never get resolved, and they just don't fit thematically, etc. What's nice too is One Piece has a good blend of short-term mysteries and long-term mysteries. You know, it has some short-term stuff like the toys in Dressrosa that get resolved within the arc. But then you also have mysteries that have lasted up to hundreds of years, you know, like the poneglyphs or the Void Century, who Joy Boy is, the ancient weapons, etc. These are mysteries that have lasted for hundreds of years. You know, you have other ones like the Rocks Pirates, or, you know, the bridge that has been being built for hundreds of years that Robin was sent to when Kuma separated all the Straw Hats at Sabo. You know, we still don't know anything about that. We can get into, you know, the moon. What's the moon's role in One Piece? We know with Enel or Aneru, whatever you want to call him, his whole deal was to go to the moon, and we know that people actually exist on the moon through some cover stories. So what's the deal with that? We don't know. Then you have, you know, Im-sama. Who is Im-sama? Who are the Gorosei? What is their real responsibility? You know, what does it mean that they're going to do a cleanse on the world? You know, these are things that we just don't know. Every mystery is extremely fascinating, and the payoff when one is resolved is almost always enormous, you know? Of any story I've ever seen, or read for that matter, One Piece, no story even comes close to One Piece as far as the story itself. One Piece's layering, complexity, the coherence of its many story elements make it the greatest world-building work in all of fiction, in my opinion. And it's important to remember that this would all be impossible without One Piece's length. It would be impossible to go into all of these different paths and explore all of these different mysteries and factions, etc., if One Piece was short. Because it's long, it has the liberty of doing that. Secondly, this is the second half of why, you know, the length is the true beauty of One Piece, is the character development. One Piece has introduced thousands of characters over the last 23 years. The characters are as diverse as the world is complex. You know, One Piece excels at creating characters that are relatable and that have understandable motives and ideologies. You know, you can sympathize and maybe not sympathize, but at least you can see where each villain is coming from, or you can see where each, you know, important player in the world is coming from as far as their motives and dreams. One Piece is also unlike any other show because Oda never forgets a character. You know, even the ones that you wish he would forget, like Wapol or Stelly or Spandam, you know, all of them come back at some point, you know? It's crazy. I mean, characters that I wish would just be gone forever and I don't have to worry about, they come back, you know? And this isn't to say that One Piece doesn't kill anyone. It definitely does. If you're one of those people that say that, then you clearly haven't paid attention to the story, because there have been some really dramatic, impactful deaths in One Piece that have altered the very fabric of the world in One Piece. But what's nice about the length of One Piece is that each character can have their backstory fleshed out. You know, backstory is what gives a character development. You know, if we never got Itachi's backstory in Naruto, would his character be as good? No. You know, his character wouldn't be near as good if we didn't get the background of what he went through, of why he did the things that he did. You know, Itachi, when you got that information, shot up the favorite character boards all the way up to where he's probably, I don't know what the numbers are on the character polls or whatever, but I feel like a lot of people in the Naruto fandom have Itachi as their favorite character, bar none. And this kind of development holds true for all great characters. And so, you know, the debate of who is the best character in One Piece is probably more difficult than in any other fictional work. You know, most people believe Snape or Dumbledore, you know, is the best character in Harry Potter. However, One Piece fans could discuss for years, you know, argue for years, and I don't think you would even come close to whittling the best character down to just two people. You know, it'd be almost impossible. Just think about it. I mean, you have Doflamingo, Katakuri, Blackbeard, Aokiji, Garp, Ace, Whitebeard, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, Big Mom, Odin, Shanks, Mihawk. You know, the list goes on and on. There are all kinds of fantastic characters with fantastic motives. And what's even more amazing about One Piece is that there are characters that we assume are going to be absolutely amazing that we still know almost nothing about. You know, take Dragon. We know almost nothing about him, but I would bet my left arm that he is going to be an incredibly well thought out and well written character. Again, you know, none of this would be possible if One Piece was shorter. The length is what allows us to get these backstories and understand where each character is coming from and where they fit into the story. This also gives One Piece more emotional weight and impact. You know, hell, every true One Piece fan was moved to tears when the Going Merry had to be put down. And it's a freaking ship. It's an inanimate object. But yet the story was crafted in such a way that you felt an emotional attachment to the Going Merry. You know, the Going Merry is a better character than a lot of shonen characters, in my opinion. The Going Merry is a better character than Sakura. I don't care what you say. The Going Merry is a 20,000 times better character than Sakura. And what's great is every central character, or every character that is important to the story in One Piece is so well thought out, and their development is organic and it's easy to follow. I see a lot of people complain that, you know, Luffy hasn't changed much over the course of One Piece. But I think that's unfair, and I think it's false. I think that Luffy has changed a lot. You know, you have through the whole Water 7 Enies Lobby arc, Luffy changes a lot and starts to understand what it really means to be a captain, and that you have to make difficult decisions. You have to decide what is best for your crew, even if that decision is tough. You know, you have Luffy's change after Marineford, you know, losing Ace. Luffy's whole world crumbled. You know, everything that he thought that he could do or achieve, his very dream was directly challenged, and he faced a lot of self-doubt. And he underwent a massive change, I think, after the time skip. I think that people don't give him a lot of credit because his development is more organic. It's a little bit slower. You know, people aren't likely to change their entire personality like that. You know, it normally takes years and many events of similar circumstances in order for them to change. You know, we're resistant to change. It's how we are. You know, we're human. And I think that One Piece does a good job of portraying that, you know, humanity in the way that characters grow and progress. One Piece is the greatest work of fiction I've ever experienced. To wrap up this video, I wanted to talk about One Piece's central theme: freedom and following one's dreams. Through all of the characters and all of One Piece's complexity, the central message is one of freedom and what it means to chase one's dreams. What I love about the Straw Hats compared to other main casts in anime or shows in general, any kind of fiction, is that every member of the crew has a unique personal dream. You know, Luffy wants to be king of the pirates because to him that's what it means to be most free. Sanji wants to find the All Blue. You know, Nami wants to draw a map of the world. Zoro wants to be the world's strongest swordsman. Frankie wants to build a ship that conquers the Grand Line. Robin wants to know the ancient history, etc. Every character has a dream that is unique and personal to them that they are trying to accomplish. You know, and all of the events end up serving as, you know, the stepping stones, you know, the rungs on the ladder in order for them to achieve their dreams. You know, and most works don't have that. Most people, there's like one or maybe a few characters that have really strong dreams, but it's normally not the entire main cast. And this is very coherent with One Piece's power system. You know, Haki means willpower. The strongest characters in the series are ones that have a massive amount of willpower, and that normally coincides to a very strong belief or dream, and then in their efforts to chase after that. I for one, am going to be absolutely devastated in a happy way, when One Piece ends. When the world finally ties up every loose end, when the Straw Hats finally achieve their dreams, I'm sure I will shed tears of joy because of the emotional journey packed with all kinds of highs and lows. Fights, emotional scenes, the world, different characters, etc. And this emotional journey that One Piece has taken me on, I'm sure when it ends, I'm going to be missing that the rest of my life, And people like to joke, well, when is it going to end? 2050 maybe. I don't know. I want it to go on as long as possible, because complain about its length all that you want. But to me, the beauty of One Piece and its greatest strength is its length. Thank y'all so much for watching today's video. I worked pretty hard on this, so please leave a like if you enjoyed. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do that right now, and please share this video or any other video that we've made with all of your friends. We're really working hard to produce quality content that you guys enjoy, and so we want you guys to enjoy sharing it with other people, Spread the love. Have other people be able to partake of the content that we're producing, and that would honestly be absolutely huge and would mean the world to us. Let us know as well if you like this kind of video. This was kind of a different video, and I think it's probably because I was by myself, but it's a little different than our standard video. And we're looking into trying to post more than one video a week. I think maybe we'll do one together, and then maybe we'll do a solo video or something. I don't know. We still have to talk about it and figure out what we want to do. So please, please, please let us know if you're interested in that, so we can get a general idea of what the fans think. Make sure to post questions in the comment section or send them to us on Instagram or Twitter. We'll have those links in the description so that we have those for the next content creator Q&A. And yeah, seriously, thank you guys so much. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time. Peace.